A sudden flash of lightning cuts through the darkness, lighting up the outline of New York City at night. The storm rages, thunder echoes, and the city feels alive yet restless. In the silence between thunderclaps, a voice begins to whisper, "Every ending is only the start of something greater." The trailer opens with silence, broken only by the faint hum of wind rushing through empty skyscraper streets. The night is heavy, clouds swirling above, hiding the stars. A slow, wide pan across the New York skyline reveals a city cloaked in shadows, drenched in rain. The camera lingers on the illuminated windows of towering buildings, tiny dots of life, scattered in the darkness, giving a sense of both scale and isolation. Suddenly lightning. A crack tears across the sky, illuminating the metal beams of a construction site. For just a heartbeat, a figure flashes across the screen, swinging between steel frames before disappearing back into darkness. The audience only catches a blur. Red, blue, and shadows. The music trembles as if unsure whether to rise or remain hushed. The scene shifts. A lonely street corner. Rain dripping off a flickering lamppost. A torn Spider-Man mask lies in the gutter, soaked and lifeless. The camera zooms in as the mask's eye lens reflects the neon glow of a passing taxi. The mask seems abandoned. Forgotten like a memory left behind, a faceless narrator begins to speak. Their voice low and steady, carrying both weight and mystery. He has given everything to this city. His blood, his strength, his soul. But when the world demands more, what is left for the man behind the mask? The words echo as the visuals shift again, a high rooftop overlooking Times Square. Rain splashes across the camera lens as we see the silhouette of Spider-Man perched on the edge. He does not leap, he does not swing. Instead, he crouches still, almost hesitant, as if burdened by something unseen. The shot holds, letting the tension linger. A gust of wind cuts the silence. A police siren wails in the distance, then fades. The camera moves closer, circling the silhouette. The rain reflects faint details of his suit. It looks torn, damaged, weathered from battles untold. We see claw marks across his chest, burns scorched into the fabric, and frayed strands of web shooters. This is not the hero at his strongest. This is the hero broken, caught in a storm of doubt. The narrator returns. Sometimes, the greatest battle is not with villains in the shadows, but with the past we cannot escape. We cut quickly to flashes, fragmented images, each one lasting less than a second, a glimpse of Spider-Man tumbling through shattered glass, the burning wreckage of a car, a blurred image of hands holding a metallic case snapping it shut, a spider emblem glowing faintly in the dark, but never shown fully. The sound design builds heartbeat-like thumps, synchronized with the flashes, louder each time until silence suddenly drops again. The camera dives down into the darkness of an alleyway where shadows twist against brick walls. A web line lashes out, sticking against the wall with a sharp snap. The sound reverberates unnaturally, sending chills through the silence. The narrator whispers, almost inaudible at first. When the mask breaks, the man must rise. Lightning strikes again, filling the screen with white light, and for just a second, the silhouette of Spider-Man launches into the storm. His leap is powerful, but the frame cuts to black before he can be seen in full. The music slams into silence. The section closes with a single shot. The case, metallic, locked, covered in shadows. Faint light leaks out from the edges, hinting at something inside, something new. The sound of a heartbeat echoes one final time, then fades, leaving the audience with unanswered questions and anticipation. The screen fades in from black, revealing a close-up of cracked pavement glistening under rainfall. Water runs into the cracks like veins, carrying with it fragments of glass, ash, and a scrap of torn red fabric. The faint hum of electricity echoes, like wires buzzing after being cut. A soft piano key strikes in the background, fragile and almost haunting. The camera slowly tilts upward. A street is empty, eerily so, as if the entire city is holding its breath. On a graffiti-covered wall, an old poster of Spider-Man flaps in the wind. It's ripped down the middle, one half clinging to the brick, the other dangling helplessly. For the first time, the audience senses not just the hero's strength, but his absence. A voice returns, colder now, steady but heavy with meaning. Every mask must crack. Every hero must fall. But when the world still cries for a savior, a new path must be forged. As the words linger, the visuals shift into a surreal montage. A hand drops the broken mask into a fire pit, the flame swallowing its colors until nothing but ash remains. A workbench cluttered with broken web shooters, tools scattered, and faint blueprints partially hidden under shadows. Glimpses of Spider-Man's older suits, torn and hanging lifelessly on wires like empty shells, abandoned. Trophies of battles fought. The piano is joined by a deep, pulsing bass, creating a sense of something building. The camera cuts to the metallic case seen earlier. It sits in a dark room, light from a single flickering bulb, casting uneven shadows across its surface. The camera circles slowly, teasing the object as if it's alive, waiting. Suddenly dash boom, a blast of thunder shakes the frame, and the case locks release with a sharp metallic clack. The screen doesn't yet reveal what's inside. Instead, fragments are shown, a glowing lens. Catching the light, a glimpse of new webbing etched with silver, the faint shine of an emblem pressed into armor. Each image is cut short before the mind can fully register. Leaving the audience hungry for clarity, the voice grows stronger, more resolute now. He is not the boy we once knew. He is not the hero they expect. This is not a return. This is a rebirth. The music rises. A montage of tension unfolds rapidly. Spider-Man's shadow moving swiftly across a rooftop, but the camera only catches parts of him, the outline of a gauntlet, the sharp edge of a shoulder plate. A shot of hands gripping the sides of the mask, pulling it closer to his face, but never showing it worn. A blur of motion as he swings past the Empire State Building. But the storm hides his full reveal. The soundscape becomes layered, the thrum of drums, the hiss of wind, the crackle of thunder. Then all at once, silence. A single heartbeat echoes in the void. In that silence, a whisper, a brand new day, begins at dawn. The scene cuts abruptly to Times Square, screens flashing static before slowly sinking into a unified image. The symbol of a spider, but reimagined sharper, glowing faintly with a silver hue. The crowd is absent, the square deserted, but the screens flicker as if the entire city is announcing something unseen. The narrator's tone shifts again, quieter, almost intimate. But with rebirth comes cost. A greater enemy waits. And he will face them not as the boy who swings in shadows, but as the man who must rise above them. The camera cuts once more to the case, now slightly open. Light bursts from inside, flooding the room, washing the screen in white. The outline of the new suit can just barely be seen, too fast, too obscured to give full detail. It is enough to confirm change, but not enough to satisfy. The section closes with Spider-Man's silhouette standing at the edge of a skyscraper, rain dripping from his mask. The dawn light begins to creep over the horizon, golden rays cutting through storm clouds. For a brief moment, his figure glows with both shadow and light, a hero caught between endings and beginnings, and then, once more, everything cuts to black. The sound of a web shooter clicks and the screen holds. The black screen lingers. For a long, uncomfortable moment, there's only the sound of rain dripping, then a click. The metallic case, the one teased before, begins to fully unlock. Each mechanism releases with a heavy, echoing snap that reverberates like a drumbeat. The soundscape shifts. Each lock opening is matched with a pulse of deep bass. Shaking the silence, the camera closes in, breath by breath, until the case slowly swings open. A blinding white light bursts out, flooding the screen and spilling across the shadows of the room. At first, it's impossible to see anything clearly. Only fragments flash into focus, revealed in short, deliberate glimpses. The emblem, a close-up of the new spider symbol. Sleek, sharp, redesigned with metallic edges that glimmer faintly under the light, it feels alive, as if pulsing with power. The gloves, fingers curl into fists. The texture of the gloves is different, thicker, armored, etched with faint silver lines that look like conduits running beneath the surface. The eyes, a sudden close-up of the mask's lenses, glowing faintly with a new brilliance, sharper and more intimidating than before. They flicker once as though activating. The narrator's voice returns, lower now, intimate, almost reverent. Not every hero is chosen. Some are forged, piece by piece, pain by pain, until only strength remains. The light fades slightly, enough to reveal the full suit within the case, but only as shadow and outline. The camera doesn't show it in full. Instead, it gives the audience fragments, the shoulder armor catching the rain, the chest plate with grooves running into the emblem, the faint shimmer of upgraded web cartridges lining the gauntlets. The mystery remains, but the tease is undeniable. The music swells, layers building like a storm about to break. Violins screech upward, percussion pounds like a heartbeat, and then silence. The sound cuts. The screen goes black again. Suddenly, we hear it, the thwip of a web shooter. The screen snaps back to life. Spider-Man launches into the stormy New York sky, moving faster than ever before. The camera doesn't show him directly. It clings to shadows, following his movements as he swings between skyscrapers. Every frame is filled with speed and chaos, rain streaming past the lens, neon lights streaking through the background, quick flashes cut in. Each one a burst of action, a mid-air spin as the upgraded lenses flare with light. Webbing snapping against a helicopter, dragging it off course. A leap through a billboard, shards of glass scattering around his silhouette. But even in these flashes, the full suit isn't revealed. The trailer plays with restraint, keeping him hidden in angles, close-ups, and silhouettes. The narrator's tone shifts once more, fierce, commanding. He has carried the weight of yesterday. Now he must carry tomorrow. The camera swings. With him, the city unfolding below, lit in stormlight. Finally, we get the moment. The screen slows. Spider-Man lands hard on the rooftop of a skyscraper, crouched in the pouring rain. The lightning strikes behind him, illuminating the silhouette. For the first time, the full outline of the new suit is visible, but only in shadow and light, no clear detail. It is enough to feel transformed, evolved, reborn. The music explodes, drums, brass, and strings colliding into a triumphant roar. He rises from his crouch, slowly, deliberately, until he stands tall against the skyline. The dawn light cuts through. The storm clouds, painting the figure in golden hues. This is not the boy in red and blue we once knew. This is someone stronger. Someone new. The final shot holds on him, back turned toward the camera, looking out over New York City. Rain cascades off the suit, lightning reflecting across its design. His head tilts slightly, as though acknowledging the audience without turning. The silence stretches, then one last sound. The sharp, confident thwip of a web shooter. The screen cuts instantly to black. Text slams in, bold and electric. Marvel's Spider-Man, Brand New Day, 2026. Underneath, official suit reveal. Only in theaters 2026. A final whisper from the narrator lingers in the darkness. A brand new day begins. And then silence, asterisk, the rooftop silhouette still lingers in the audience's memory. Rain drips, thunder rolls far in the distance. The screen fades slowly from his shadow to total blackness. For a beat, there is nothing. Just silence. Then, breath, heavy, controlled, almost like someone preparing for the fight of their life. The sound of the breath echoes unnaturally, stretched and reverberated, filling the empty darkness. A faint glow emerges from the black. Not the city, not the storm, but a single golden ray of sunlight breaking through a cloud. The camera follows. That light as it spreads across glass skyscrapers, dripping down rain-soaked streets, shimmering off puddles that still ripple from the storm. The city awakens, a faceless voice begins again, softer than before, calm yet filled with weight. Every storm breaks, every night fades, and when the world looks to the sky for a hero, he will be there. The visuals change in rhythm with the narration. Quick symbolic flashes, the old torn suits burning away in fire, replaced by shadows of the new design. A hand gripping the new mask tighter than before, veins straining as if holding on to destiny itself. A sunrise cutting. Across the horizon, blinding and brilliant, The music rises, not dark and tense now, but hopeful. Strings swell, brass builds. A choir hums beneath it, faint but powerful. As if lifting the scene higher, the screen shows Times Square once again, but this time alive. The storm is gone. Neon screens shine brighter than ever, flashing images of the spider emblem in sharp detail, synchronized across every billboard. It feels like the city itself is announcing his return, like New York has chosen to recognize him again. The narrator speaks with finality, stronger than before. This is not the end of his story. It is the beginning of something greater. New dawn, a new battle, a brand new day. The music stops. Dead silence. The screen goes black, then dash boom. The title card slams in. Bold, metallic, electric with energy. Marvel Spider-Man, brand new day, 2026. The letters pulse once, with light, like veins of electricity running through the words. Beneath the title, text fades in slowly. Official suit reveal, only in theaters, 2026. But the trailer isn't done. The black screen lingers after the title fades. The silence stretches, making the audience think it's over. Then, faintly, a sound pierces the dark, a new kind of web shooter activating. Different from before, sharper, more advanced. The camera fades back in, showing the skyline at dawn one final time. Spider-Man swings into frame, but only for a split second, just enough for his new suit to catch the light of the rising sun. A golden streak reflects across the emblem, glowing brilliantly, before he vanishes into the horizon. The last sound we hear is the confident thwip of his web, echoing into silence. One final line from the narrator, hushed yet powerful, cuts through. The dark, the day belongs to him. The screen snaps to black and the teaser ends.